Hi guys, I am Preeta and this is all that I eat and drink in a day, Harpers Bazaar style. So the first thing I do in the morning is check my phone on waking up, and then I will get out of bed say 20 minutes later. I will directly hop into the shower, get showered, do my skincare, offer my prayers and meditate for a bit. And then it's time for my breakfast, which is not really a breakfast. I like to consider it my breakfast, but it's not my breakfast. I said breakfast way too many times. Anyway, so which is a chilled glass of coconut water. Now the deal with that is I can drink coconut water straight fresh out of a coconut. Yes, I love it. But if it's been extracted and stored to be consumed at a later point in time, then I absolutely have to have it chilled. I can't do room temperature coconut water at all. That's a bummer. So chilled coconut water with like handful of nuts, which could be soaked almonds, cashews, pistachios, walnuts, sometimes raisins, but yeah, that is what I do for so-called breakfast. But I love a good big proper breakfast, like toast, eggs. I will always take 2. People who know me know that I always take 2 eggs, well done. The yolk cannot be runny. Any runny yolks out of here, not for me. Then I will do freshly squeezed juice. I mean, I'd prefer a citrusy fruit, say orange, and some fresh fruit, whatever is in season. It could be grapes, watermelon, yeah, fruits and sausage, bacon, and I love a good chicken bacon. And yeah, that's a good big proper breakfast for me that I very rarely get to enjoy. I had been intermittent fasting for a bit, and I think my system just like completely got used to that cycle, which is why I cannot have like a proper big breakfast in the morning. I don't have the appetite for it, I feel. So no brekkies for me. The coconut water and those handful of nuts stay. Then I go make myself some green juice or like a green smoothie, the base of which is always baby spinach. I will add kale, some greens and some fruit that's left over, berries, frozen, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries. I will just get like these assorted mixed berries, and so like everything goes in there. I like to drink it as it is. I take sips while I'm chopping, like just like prepping for lunch. Also, I do add my collagen protein powder to my green smoothie and will take my supplements right after, so it's like out of my way for the rest of the day. After breakfast, I'll usually start working on whatever needs to be worked on, and after I get like a decent chunk of work done, it's time to get cooking. I will go start prepping for lunch. I do cook my own food, like I do a lot of cooking, and it's a part of my daily routine and is actually quite therapeutic for me. I live with my family and there's always food being made at home, but I have been cooking my own meals say since 2019 now, keeping my fitness goals, PCOS and just my food preferences in mind. Like for example, I'm not very big on Indian food, like I can't do Indian on a daily, but having said that, your gal loves a good dal chawal with like papad, pickle and like curd and all of that. That's like my go-to comfort food. And I love a good rajma chawal. I love pulao, veg, non-veg, some butter naan, etc. These are all like basically my binge meals. For lunch, I usually like to follow a schedule. By that I mean just have a rough idea of what I'm gonna be eating throughout the week. It just makes like grocery shopping and just like meal prepping in general easier. And as wild as it sounds, sometimes I'll make like a quick grocery run just to get my hands on fresh produce, which mostly applies to veggies, meat, and any last minute ingredient that I have run out of or forgotten. I can't have the same thing every day. I absolutely have to switch it up, except for my drinks like my green juice, which is again a different combination every single day, my lemon water that I take to the gym, and my evening iced coffee, to all of which we will get to in a bit. So what's for lunch is what's for dinner, hence I automatically end up making 2 portions, obviously. Now getting into the nitty-gritty deets of what food in a week looks like for me. Mondays is always pasta. It's this recipe that I keep going back to. It turns out bomb every single time. It could be penne, fusilli, rigatoni, spaghetti, name it, and it's just perfect every single time. Tuesdays, I will go to the temple and then end up grabbing lunch at this crepe place. It's the same place, same order every single time. It's sort of like a ritual with me, and it's usually quite vacant at that hour of the day, so it's perfect for the me time that I need. But if I don't end up going somehow, then I will make my classic lettuce, tomato, cheese sandwich with some salad on the side and some stir-fried cottage cheese on top, and some pan-fried dumplings to go. It's easy to make, it's filling, and it's delish. Wednesdays is always seafood. It's something I've grown up on. It's something we've bonded over. It just like brings the whole family together, and I love my seafood. I am a true blue Mangalorean in that sense. I can't do without my seafood. Wednesdays, what I will make is a Spanish seafood soup that will have clams, cod, shrimp, and lots of paprika in it. I need my sides. I absolutely need them. So we'll do like a butter garlic or like a chili garlic shrimp on the side. If I'm like really in the mood to like cook, then I will do my shrimp burger with again some salad on the side. And I say cook because I make my shrimp patties from the scratch. I absolutely love the crunch the panko breadcrumbs add to it, and it is one of the most yummiest things I make, if I can say so myself. Thursdays, it's always the big salad day. It's a term I use for my salads, and it's quite self-explanatory for how much stuff goes in there. Greens, fresh, and everything that's left in the fridge is put to use on this day. It's a great way to empty out your fridge by the weekend. So the other ingredients that go in there are sauteed mushrooms, croutons, sausages, this veggie mix that I get, which is basically just like red, yellow, green bell peppers, onions, baby corn, sweet corn, and I'll also do like diced purple or green cabbage, julienne carrots, beet, etc. For protein, we'll do like a pan-seared chicken thigh, which has been marinated in my secret spice mix, which is just basically all of your spices and a combination of sauces. Your Thursday big salad is ready. Fridays, again, I will do like one of the million soup recipes that I've tried and keep going back to, or I will do my balsamic chicken with roasted baby potatoes and stir-fried French beans on the side. The baby potatoes are marinated in an herb mix before I throw them into the oven, and I also like to add like a little bit of garlic to the beans while I'm like stir-frying them. It just adds to the taste overall, I feel. And the sauce along with chicken and the baby potatoes, it's just too good. Again, I use the chicken thigh. That's my favorite cut, and that's something I use all the time. Saturdays, my favorite day of the week. is always ramen. Currently I am loving these. I will usually top it off with my favorite toppings, which are rehydrated shiitake or shimiji mushrooms. I like scallions. I'll do like an egg, sprouts, chicken bacon bits, and it's simply the most delish thing in the world. We don't get enoki mushrooms here where I live, and I cry about it in the shower every 2 to 3 months. But enoki mushrooms are everything with ramen or not. In fact, I believe they're one of God's best creations, and it's just sad that we don't get them here. It breaks my heart. And that's how Saturday is my favorite day of the week. But wait, hold on, I could be wrong. Sunday could be my favorite day of the week, and I'll tell you why. Because on Sundays I only do Indian food, home cooked, and rarely, very rarely, a takeout. If it's something like a chicken biryani, kebabs, etc. Loves a good pahadi tikka kebab. Oh, I love it. Some naan with butter chicken. Or it's my other binge meals that I mentioned earlier, but since we're keeping it strictly non-vegetarian, it's gonna be home cooked Mangalorean food. So this is what food typically looks like for me in a week. I am allergic to peanuts, so which is why we are a peanut-free household. I can go from hungry to hangry real quick. In fact, my mom tells me that when I was born, I sort of had to be fed immediately after. And as a piece of advice, the doctor told my parents, make sure this baby is well fed at all times and you will be good, which I thought was a running joke in the family until I realized they were all that serious. As a result of which, they've instilled in me to always eat on time, not skip my meals. That's exactly what I've been doing. I just feel like it helps me function better, think better, be more energetic and productive, and all of those good things. If there's one thing I absolutely cannot stand, I think that would be wasting food. Wastage of food just like really gets to me. I absolutely cannot stand it. Like, it just drives me mad to see food being wasted. Also, I personally try and avoid rice and potatoes as much as I can. Not only because they're like high in glycemic index in relation to my PCOS, but also like I feel they show on me immediately, and it's like so hard to burn off is what I feel, especially with rice and potatoes in my case. I don't know why. I've tried to figure that out. It's a thing, it's a whole thing, which is why I try and avoid them as much as I can. But it's so sad because I love rice. Recently I've been making a very conscious effort to try and incorporate greens and veggies into every single one of my meals. If I am not getting them through my meals, which is like lunch and dinner, I like to believe that I am covered because of my green smoothie / juice. I just try and get my greens in every single day, because or else it just makes me feel really bad on the inside. If it's not in my food, I'm like getting it through some other source. I make sure of that. But like I have to have them for good skin, good hair, good health, mental and physical. So yeah, greens, people. So post lunch I will get back to working and will finish 2 of these glasses of water, because hydration, of course, I have to. It's a rule I've made for myself because I'm not naturally very thirsty. So I gotta make sure that my water intake for the day is bueno. Say around 6 p.m. I will get ready for the gym, and for my pre-workout, which has been my pre-workout for what, 3 to 4 years now, is always apple, which is like diced into cubes, or 2 bananas if I don't do apples. I will also do a boiled egg or an egg white omelette depending on how I'm feeling, and my iced coffee. I dream about iced coffee. I'm obsessed with iced coffee. I'm thinking about my iced coffee that I'm gonna be having in the evening all throughout the day. Iced coffee is my blood type, basically. Currently, I'm trying out this Colombian coffee and I am obsessed. I enjoy being able to try out new coffee. I sip on it while I'm doing my evening skincare routine and will have YouTube or Spotify play in the background. I prefer my coffee strong but not bitter. I like just a hint, like a hint of sweetness to it to just like balance it out, but still like to feel the kick of coffee. And on days where I don't have the time to make my iced coffee, which obviously has to be a sad day for me, I will take a shot of coffee. And by a shot of coffee, I mean an actual shot, because the size of the cup is that of a shot glass. So I'll put in like 2 tablespoons of coffee powder and some room temperature water, and that is my makeshift pre-workout coffee situation. Then it's time for gym, and I do go to the gym 6 days of the week, and 6 if I'm not partying out on a Saturday and I'm in the gym on the floor on my mat doing yoga. Then it's 6 days of the week. I know these are like 2 different ends of the spectrum, but that's what's been happening right now. I go to the gym 6 days a week. And since your girl has such a problem to get herself to hydrate, I will squeeze in like half a lemon into my water just to add like that oomph to it, because plain water, again, just not for me. Get back from the gym, shower, and then it's time for dinner. Is the same as lunch, like I said before, but is usually quite late. I would like to have my dinner earlier than I currently am. Just saying, because it's like pretty late right now. Post dinner, I will chill with myself, do lots of scrolling on like Pinterest or Instagram, watch an episode of whatever I am watching on Netflix or any other platform. Currently, I am watching The Penthouse. I will journal, which is write about my day, my thoughts, my to-dos for the next day, my experiences, my expenses, etc. Before I do that one episode or after, it really depends. These days I'm trying to cut down on screen time like everyone and their mothers. So I'm just trying to like read before bed, you know, instead of doing that one episode, which I can obviously also catch up on over the weekends. Currently, I'm reading Good Life, Good Vibes by Vex King. Amazing so far. Keep something of this nature for bedtime, because usually I'm reading some Japanese crime fiction, which in my opinion is not the best choice for bedtime. All this while I'm sipping on my last 2 glasses of water for the day. I am not much of a snacker, but I do have my cravings, especially around that time of the month, and I do not hold back. I will do like my favorite chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream, very rarely a bag of crisps with like cheese sauce. Could be Kettle Studio, Doritos, etc. Or it could just be straight up plain and simple cheese popcorn. Instant ramen is like my favorite thing in the whole world. The amounts of ramen I consume, it's just so wild and cannot be normal in my opinion. I will add like all sorts of toppings I mentioned earlier, and it's simply the most delish thing in the world to me. I love my Coke, my Coca-Cola, and will do it with lunch and dinner both over the weekends. It's rare that I have it midweek, and even if I do, it's not a very good feeling, so I try and avoid it altogether. As for alcohol, I have my phases with it. Occasionally I will go out and then we'll do like my usual set of cocktails, which entail Cosmo. I love a good Cosmo, or something fresh like tequila sunrise to get me started, or a classic margarita, or a Moscow Mule if I'm feeling a little too frisky. I always say this about myself, that I love a good party, and when I am at one, I enjoy myself to the fullest. Not to say that you cannot enjoy without alcohol, it's just that I enjoy drinking when I rarely do go out, at least recently. And that's all I eat and drink in a day.